that the files include extensive redactions given the law's exceptions permitting certain documents to be blacked out, including identifying information of victims or materials related to active investigations. Previous releases have been heavily redacted, drawing criticism from some lawmakers. Let's in fact listen in to what Blanche had to say on the issue.
Today we are producing more than 3 million pages, including more than 2,000 videos and 180,000 images. In total, that means that the department produced approximately 3.5 million pages in compliance with the Act. Just a quick note about the videos and images. The 2,000 videos and 180,000 images are not all videos and images taken by Mr. Epstein or someone around him. They include large quantities of commercial pornography and images that were seized from Epstein's devices, but which he did not take or that someone around him did not take.
Joining us now in this discussion is Major General Dr. Rajan Kochhar, an international relations expert, joining us live from New Delhi. Thank you very much, Dr. Kochhar, for joining us. This simply is the issue that does not seem to want to go away for Donald Trump, despite the forever changing headlines he puts forward. But of course, this is the final batch of Epstein files that is going to be released by the Department of Justice under Pam Bondi. We haven't gone through all of these. I'm sure information is going to come out during the remainder of the day, even the week, possibly due to the sheer volume of them. However, do you expect this to satisfy the American public and around the world, quite frankly, given the nature in which the Department of Justice has gone about this release, especially due to those redactions that we're seeing extremely frequently come up in these files?
Good morning, Thomas, and thank you for inviting me to the program. There has been a sustained public pressure on these files for this disclosure because if you remember, this disclosure was done in installments, like it didn't come out, everything that did not come out at the same time. And because these are voluminous kind of details and they have to be gone through, and only then these disclosures can come out. So this remains a symbol of elite impunity. Courts, Congress, and victim groups have pushed for transparency. As you said, that would the people be satisfied? Because what has actually happened is that most of these disclosures have come from Department from these courts rather than from the government actually themselves. And this Department of Justice has done, I think, a fairly good job, because it is extremely important that a fair degree of accountability and transparency is ensured. A larger question now is that what would be the political fallout of these documents coming into the public now, because it basically carries out a scrutiny of the politicians, billionaires, royalty, and the intelligence-linked figures. So one aspect will always remain that a political weaponization would happen, like in terms of partisan narratives. Both Democratic and Republicans are going to be exposed. That second is it will reopen certain questions on institutional credibility also, and it could damage in public perception, as your question was, that it could damage trust in US law enforcement and prosecutional discretion. And of course, legal aspects, like people are going to go to the court now because you already people have gone to the court on the basis of the previous disclosures, and now also once we are putting an end to this Epstein file story, because nothing more is going to come out now, because everything is out in the open, and still certain things would not be shared with the public, maybe of a confidential or a classified nature, and possibly they may not come out. But whatever has actually come out, it would resort to people going to the court, filing fresh cases now, and but one thing is clear in the end, that this is less about crimes and more about exposing the architecture of elite protection, because um, uh, this aspect, I think, is
Dr.
revealing.
Kochhar, do you think anything's going to come of this? Of course, now we've seen hundreds of thousands of documents now released, but no indication of any new cases being reopened, no indication of guilt when it comes to individuals that have been named. So do you think the American public are going to be satisfied with the outcomes of this release?
I don't think totally there would be a satisfaction among the American public, because the type of disclosures which are coming out really have not been that sensational, or they have not been of that kind that possibly would satisfy the thirst of information, or a thirst of disclosures, which the public generally has this perception. So I don't think, in my own personal opinion, I don't think the people are going to be totally satisfied.
Okay, Dr. Kochhar, do stay with us as we move on to our next story, and we head over to the Middle East. And US President